I'm excited about this one, ladies and gentlemen, tonight. Because everybody still might be getting over the turkey. Maybe you're still figuring out Black Friday shopping deals. Maybe you got, I don't know, Cyber Monday on your mind. Maybe you saw Gladiator 2. You want to see it again. Mona 2. Maybe you're still figuring out what happened at Survivor Series. Forget all about that. Just forget about all of it tonight. Because, boy, do we have a lot to talk about. You might want to say tonight is a summit between the leader of the sinners and the leader of the foundation? Will it be 4 up or 4 down? Or, well, somebody will be saying, you take orders from me? Well, we'll have to find out all of that here, certainly in prime time. And we're going to get to what is going to happen here when that PWF championship is actually defended here at Winter Class. And I had kind of counted how many times has that title been defended. We'll find out about that. And our guest is going to tell us here how he actually played the game that our other guest who is supposed to be here, well, he's been long playing. I guess as it always seems to be the theme, somebody is playing chess over checkers. You certainly know what time it is. We'll get into all of that. Plus, I'm going to have a major announcement that our guest is going to break on behalf of the IMF, where the IMF continues to change the game. Boy, am I excited about that. Boy, this is why we are here finally with the company that has helped build this platform into being here in prime time, the brightest lights, the biggest stage, and especially with this company, all of a sudden the last few days getting, I don't know, 350 plus subscribers. Yeah, you better believe it. That's the shirt, and I'm going to be donating not 1 but 2 tickets coming up here to Winter Clash. So if you're out there, you want to go, you can go on my dime. You don't have to take a hot dog and a handshake for me. I'm going to pay you to actually go watch the show. And our guest and our owner is certainly going to be like, wow, well, that's really kind of you. But you know what? Enough about the pageantries. Let's get this show on the road. It has not been a weekend unless we talk all things related to the IMF. So let me give our guest, who, by the way, is the longest tenured or longest reigning IMF champion in history. Boy, you can say that once again, but it is now time to give him that introduction because he doesn't get these too often. So let me give him one, especially after these past few days on Sportswire Radio, because everybody else got it and you've been waiting for it. He's been waiting for it, most importantly, and I want to get this show on the road here in prime time, the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the platform that the IMF helped build. And after all, technically, Omen Black owns it, which means Soulja GP also owns a portion of it. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's most certainly get this show here on the road in style on Sportswire Radio, the #1 global radio station. And we're going to certainly make sure we do that introduction until our guest comes back on, because maybe the sinners are playing some internet connection problems. Maybe somebody's Wi-Fi is being played with. Did somebody there in those sinners, did Ox do something? I don't know. Maybe some guy named Steele play around. Not so fast, my friends. The sinners weren't able to play with his Wi-Fi after all. Let's get this show on the road. Let's give our guest that introduction that he deserves and kick this night off in style on Sportswire Radio. So we're done! Without further ado, here on the Sports Report, #1 global sports show. The man that is simply the leader of the greatest group in backyard, underground, and independent wrestling history. The longest reigning IMF champion in history. You know what time it is, because his name is simply put Soulja
I've been waiting for that for a long time. So every time we go on here, I never come on first. So it's always I never get that. That's like you said. I like that. Thank you.
It's been a while. How are we doing, my friend, after that then?
I'm doing pretty good. Holidays went great. And what about you?
I'm here right now talking to you with the company that certainly helped build Sportswire Radio. So, yeah, I'm doing great. Actually, I'm doing really good today. I had a great day. We spoke with Arv the Fox Mitu, first black British boxer to have fought 100 times. We got you. You could definitely knock out a few people in the ring, and I'm sure there'll be somebody who, by the way, before I get into your major announcement that you have, I was wondering, where is the leader of the Sinners, Justin Parsley? I thought he was showing up tonight. What's going on?
You like how Parsley is. Typically, he's a diva. He's a diva, so it's like he's got to be late. You know what I'm saying? So
Even Steele wouldn't be this fashionably late. I mean, Steele would be here early. I mean, Parsley's late.
That's because Anthony Steele likes to hear his own voice. So it's like he'll be there.
Justin Parsley would want to see you. He'd want to prove a point. But I guess maybe Mr. Parsley is maybe he's just
he's taking care of my favorite daughter of his.
Well, you certainly used that to your advantage there. And I'll get to that. We're going to watch that match. We're going to talk about a couple of different things here in the IMF. But, I mentioned it here at the top. You actually have an announcement because I actually don't know much about this announcement. A lot of times people like, oh, you must know beforehand. But actually, in this case, I don't know what this announcement
you wouldn't let me tell you. You wouldn't let me tell you.
Because I believe in that organic, let me get the reaction. I really believe in that. It was speaking with Kyle Shelby yesterday, who I think you are in ROEW. He was like, I've got an announcement. I'm like, what is it? I'm a part of ROEW. And I'm like, okay, well, we'll certainly let the cat out of the bag there. But I don't know what this is. Everybody else doesn't know what this is. So Soulja GP.
I mean, the only people that know what it is the IMF. So
well, I'm not the IMF. And a lot of people here right now that would love to know, and I want to let everybody find out what it is, including yours truly. So for those that are listening and watching here in prime time, the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the platform at the IMF most certainly helped build here, Sportswire Radio. Soulja GP, the popular monster, tell us your major announcement involving the IMF.
Well, let's start. We got two announcements. One, we would like to announce that we actually have partnered up with a local bar here in town, in Cedar Rapids, and we're going to start doing bar shows at the bar called Double Z's right here in Cedar Rapids. It's actually run and owned by one of the radio commentators on the radio here in town. So that's the one announcement. And then the second announcement is we also are partnering up with the local biker club here in town to do shows when they have their get-togethers and all that. They're going to pay us to do shows. So we're also in Palo. We're also going to be in Palo, and then we're going to be traveling around doing bar shows because the guy owns a lot more than just Double Z's. So we're going to be doing a lot of bar shows and some biker club shows.
I think the bar shows are great. My friends over in the UK CCW, they do a lot of shows in the Wesley Sports Bar over there, and it's like they get a great turnout. Those bar crowds really are going to be exciting for you guys. I know you guys have done great in Halo, but being at a bar at Bar Z, I mean, that's really cool.
Yeah, Ox and Omen are very happy because they can bleed at the bar. They can't bleed in Palo anymore, but we can bleed at the bar.
Well, I'm sure that we'll get a couple of drinks at the bar, and biker clubs are great. My mother sings, and she's sung many times at biker rallies and such. And bikers, they come out, they get a big turnout. That's a really cool thing. In the summer, that'll be a great setup there for sure.
Yeah, we are very excited. Like I said, we get our foot in the door other places. So I'm up and up for IMF coming soon.
The best is yet to come, and I guess that means maybe we'll see you guys run more than once a month and based at least in certain points of the year, because you'll have the biker shows, you'll have maybe some bar opportunities. That's pretty cool to see you guys get a chance to wrestle a little bit more for yourself in the gang.
Right. Our first biker show will either be in late May, early June, but the bar show has already been decided. It's going to be it'll be Friday, July 18th at the Double Z's bar. And then July 19th, we're going to be in Palo. We're running IMF One Night Stand.
Well, you know what? I think that's a great thing. Congratulations. I see a lot of people here in the chat, and I want to do a quick plug because you guys are on fire right now on YouTube. So if you're here for the first time, and for whatever reason, I don't know why you haven't yet, but If you haven't yet subbed to the IMF YouTube page, I want you to go hit the sub button for them because they're actually right now almost at 3,000 subscribers. And I want to get them to 3,000 subscribers here coming up by it, at the very least the 19th of December. Winter Clash is the 21st, but the 19th is coming up when the guys will all be here in prime time on the brightest light. So let's get them there. They've gotten close to 400 subscribers in the last, not even 2 weeks. So go out there, hit the sub button for them. You can watch all the videos. They got all the content, just a lot of great stuff. Some video packages. My voice is in some of them. Soulja said a few things a few months ago about me, which actually turned out he actually was right on it because, I questioned him a couple of months ago about the foundation leadership. And right now it seems like the Sinners have way more problems than the foundation ever did. But all kidding aside, go out there, hit the sub button for the IMF. When they get to 3,000 subs, I'm going to give them a certificate. And on the 19th, I'm going to donate not one, but to 2 tickets. So if you want to go out there, you want to watch them at Winter Clash, you want to go out there and support the gang, whatever it is, I definitely hope you go out there and support. And I do also want to say hello to everybody that's out here. I'll get to some people. Some people actually just wrestled, and I actually just watched some people wrestle and some other people. But we'll take this off the screen. Before I get into the man that was supposed to be here, Mr. Justin Parsley, couple of different news and notes here in the IMF. I want to ask you one real quick. First thing I want to ask you one is Ox McCoy and Yurik the Viking are squaring off for the hardcore championship there. And what's your thoughts on that from afar almost? I find that really fascinating there.
As a wrestling fan, it'll be interesting because, Yurik, they teamed up. They're former tag team champions, 2-time hardcore tag champs. So it's like, if anybody knows Ox, it'd be Yurik. And Yurik's got he's got that special strong, that southern strongness about him. He's strong. He's a strong for his size. So we got to see if he can toss Ox around. And Ox is the one that threw the challenge out. Apparently, Ox is taking it upon himself to weed out all of the weakness of the Sinners.
Well,
so
ask Isaiah Rage about that. That's you found that out firsthand.
But as a foundation member, I love it because it's like everybody for months was saying how the foundation, we were just losing.
You put it up in your promo a couple months ago. Listen, I think that there's, you made a point. I'll call a spade a spade. You called it. They seem to have a lot of problems right now in that group.
It seems like Justin Parsley needs them more than they really need him. So.
Well, I think there are a lot of people in the backyard of the underground wrestling circuit that might agree with you on that for different reasons. I'm not going to get into some of them at this point. I'm not further commenting on that, but Mr. Parsley definitely needs those individuals because the man that was supposed to be here, I haven't seen him much in a ring, and the last I saw him in a ring, well, you pinned him. So, obviously that's that. He's also had problems with the man that's always here. So Mr. Parsley's getting it from all.
Aren't they in the Hall of Fame, but never teamed up? And now look at them.
They are. They're in the Hall of Fame.
And now look at them. They never teamed up, and I don't think they'll ever team up because of what happened at Dirty Deeds. Which, like I said, I can't complain as a foundation member. I like watching the people that come at me crumble. So.
Well, we're going to certainly get into that. And obviously, Ox, who certainly is always bound in blood, sends his messages in blood. We'll see if he just does some damage to, let's say, some clash-like damage to Mr. Yurik the Viking. But I want to ask you something else here because you guys have a new championship. And I want to put this up here on the screen for you before I get into what I'm very excited to talk about here because you guys have a new championship. I think Dirty spoke about it here on Dirty Deeds for the preview show here. And I want to get your perspective on this here because very interesting here that we're going to have a little 4-way 20-minute Iron Man match. And we've got here Remington Striker. Speaking of people, let's just say, I'll leave it at that.
That's your favorite IMF wrestler, isn't it?
I should put him in the Hall of Fame. I should certainly give him a day, a week, and a month, and a year. But I'll leave that at that. I've turned a new cheek these days. We're in the holiday season. And Isaiah Rage, who I know very well, and Prince Achia, who's certainly been knocking at the doorstep for gold. And the man, I got to be honest, that I almost feel like he's the total wild card, total unpredictable man, just anything here. I wouldn't want any part of him, and that's Mr. Brightside. And Anthony Steele definitely doesn't want any part of him. And that's the guy I'm zeroing in right now. I think right now, Soulja GP, Mr. Brightside is the most fascinating individual right now in the entire underground, independent, whatever you want to call this circuit. He is, to me, the most dangerous and unpredictable man right now. And that's the guy I'm zeroing in here on this match. What's your thoughts on that from afar?
I just hope his head's in the game. Like lately, his head's been in trying to get his hands on steel. So I hope like
Well,
he
you gotta
can.
be right about that, though. You gotta be. I know he's not foundation, but you gotta certainly be. You know what time it is. They're very happy.
Like they say, a friend of my friend. An enemy of my enemy is my friend, right? So like, I like the fact that he's helping out, taking out sinners. I mean, if Steel is still a sinner, I guess we could ask Parsley when Parsley comes on if he shows up. But I'd watch. Like you said, Prince Chia, he's been looking for gold, and I think the wild card is Ace Diamond. Ace Diamond's going to be out there for a Chia, so anything can happen. I don't know. Is Remington Striker going to be sober enough to do it? Is Isaiah Rage going to put his pridefulness away to get another chance at glory? Who knows? But
Isaiah Rage, I think they've all got stories in itself. Isaiah Rage certainly wants to prove the sinners that they made a mistake, and especially Ox McCoy. You got Prince Chia, who has been just knocking on the doorstep, it feels like, for months for championship gold. Remington Striker, who has held gold before and certainly would like to mimic his Kansas City Chiefs success, although maybe your Philadelphia Eagles might be their kryptonite this year. I'll leave that football talk for a different topic in time.
Hey, TBK, go Birds.
Well, the Birds won. Let's just say it was one bird over the other. But I'm still going with the guy, Mr. Brightside. That's the guy to me. I've had him here.
He has a good chance, but like I said, he's got to make sure he's focused on the match and not focused on Steel. Steel's not in the match. So.
Touche. That's certainly touche. But something tells me here that these other three opponents that he has, they're going to have to find out the same thing that everybody else. I've seen what he's done, and he has been very impressive, and we'll have to see. And also, obviously, Sean Jovi, your brother in the foundation, is going up against Anthony Steele, the man that he eliminated in the battle royal for the #1 contendership. Which your other brother in the foundation, I got to ask you very quickly on. Omen Black won. He's going to be squaring off with Mephisto, who I think Mephisto still thinks he's in the foundation, but I don't quite think he's in the foundation.
He's our Sami Zayn. You know what I'm saying? He's our
Sami Zayn, Disco Inferno.
He's there. But like Omen said, this is not about the foundation. This is about the world title.
Which is what I wanted to ask you. Jovi was fine with it. Jovi was like, Omen, do what you got to do. You know what time it is.
I'm completely fine with it. That's my brother. So if he wants to go on his own, he's gonna do it on his own. You know what I'm saying? Jovi wants to do it on his own. He can do it on his own too. We know that as a group we are strong, but each one of us individually are just as strong. You know what I'm saying? Like Omen's a former world champ.
Yep. Oh, multiple times.
And he's a world champion in 2 different companies. He was a DKW world champ. You know what I'm saying? He's held almost every single belt but the tag title. And so, if he wants to go on his own, if he wants to go on his own and do it against Mephisto.
So you're okay with it. So what I'm getting at before we go into the topic tonight is that you guys at least have an understanding that, business is business, but we're still brothers. Everybody's on the same page. Il Drago, Dirty, you, Jovi, and Omen. You guys, Levi, obviously, big shout out to Levi. You guys are all on the same page, whereas your counterpart, who was supposed to be Mr. Parsley, that group. I really don't even I guess, was he your son, not your son? Even Mr. Parsley and his group, they did a number on him, a couple months ago, and he's still in the group and took it and got. I don't even want to go there with that. I'm not touching that with a 10-foot. Is that the Sinners? These guys just. I don't even know if you could call these guys a group or not, but you guys at least are on track saying, you know what, Omen, go out there, go back and win the world title. Go out, you do what's best for you. Jovi, do what's best for you. You do what's best for you. You obviously look to recapture some gold, and you're winning the PWF world title. Il Drago's got the briefcase. Everybody's got something here. So it seems to me like you guys at least know, as veterans and as brothers, that this is all business and you guys don't get as personal as the Sinners seem to be right now?
I mean, we're a family. So when one brother asks, "Hey, can I do it on my own?" Hey, we're gonna let him do it on his own. But no, best believe as soon as Omen pins Mephisto, and I'm sorry, Mephisto, you're part of it, but Omen's gonna take that belt back, and I'm gonna be out there celebrating with him right after he wins. Just like when Jovi beats Steel, when he finally wins the match that he's never won before, and he beats Steel, I'm gonna be out there celebrating with my brother.
And it's fascinating to think that if the way things go here at the historic 1-year anniversary show for Winter Clash, before we get into your match, your successful victory you had here a couple of weeks ago, is that all of you guys would have major gold. And if I'm not mistaken, this would be, I think, the first time in your guys' history you guys would have major championships simultaneously together, world titles as this magnitude. All of you guys, I mean, Jovi was trading the U.S. title back and forth, but you with the PWF championship, Omen with the IMF world title, Jovi with the U.S., Drago with the ladder briefcase. I mean, that's amazing that you guys, despite what everybody, yours truly said even as well several weeks ago, that you guys could be the strongest the foundation has ever been in 20 days if everything goes into your favor. If everything goes that way, I mean, this could be the most successful the group has ever been, which is really hard to fathom almost. As crazy as that sounds, that's true.
All right, we can end 2024 with a bang and start 2025 running shit. So
amazing that you guys to think about that. Jovi back on top to become the first 3-time U.S. champion. Omen once again wins the IMF title. You winning the PWF World Championship over Justin Parsley. I mean, that's just, to me, like, that's significant. That is a significant development for a group that a lot of people.
It's all in threes. You said it. Jovi could become the 3-time U.S. champ. Omen will become a 3-time IMF world champ, and I'll become a 3-time world champion.
Well, I mean, certainly this is just an amazing development here, but let's obviously get to the match. Everybody was waiting for it. I want to wait and watch it with you because it's been a while, but let's certainly pull it up here. So for those that are listening and watching here on Sportswire Radio, we're going to play that match here, and everybody, I'm telling you, over 2,000 plus people have watched that match. 2,000. Amazing just to see the IMF get the success that it's had. I am very excited for the company. They have earned it. They have certainly clawed, and they have got to where they're going to be, and they're going to be in even bigger places for sure coming up. So we're very excited. So let's get to it here. I've got it right now, ready to share that screen. And boom, boom, boom. There we go. Perfect. Here we go. So obviously, you are definitely excited because you know what time it is. We are watching this match, and just tell us what's going through your mind right now.
Oh well, I mean, I'm excited. That's actually the referee. That's my uncle, but it's also Felix Jones's great uncle as well. So it's like he was non-biased. He did a good job. He didn't ref for me. We can't trust Smokey
Not like
McCaw.
that Sinners referee who we've certainly
seen. We can't trust the IMF's Nick Patrick, Smokey McCaw. So.
But if Felix is a great uncle, it must pain him to see Felix this way now. I mean, just with this painful 1980s haircut, by the way. These guys have like bird patches on their head now.
I told Parsley he looks like the guy, the girl from Breakfast Club, the gothic one. She's there. She's only there because she had nothing to do.
Taylor and I were having fun with this a couple of days ago when he was on the show on Thursday, and the chat seemed like they were having fun with it. But I can't figure out the haircut that these two have. But it must pain Mr. Jones, his great uncle, to see Mr. Jones the way he is now. But it is what it is. What can you do?
Oh yeah, talking mess to the crowd. See, one of these times they're gonna do that, and one of them are gonna come at him. Like, we don't have an IMF, we don't have barriers. So if
I noticed that
if a fan wanted to step towards the ring, granted, whatever happens to you, obviously, but like it could happen. So them running their mouth as they're getting in the ring,
Well, speaking of which, I know that Mr. Parsley, we spoke quite a bit about at length, but if I were to tell you that Mr. Parsley is arriving very soon, would you like to invite Mr. Parsley here to watch this match with you, or you'd say,
Oh
what
yeah,
time? Yeah.
'cause I would love to see his face when the
You
end
want to see him?
happens.
You want to see
Yeah,
him? You sure? Well,
I want to see his face if he's watching
well,
this
he's
all
here.
over again.
Oh, there's his face. He's the,
About time he showed up. I mean, Jesus.
Well, I heard the comparisons to Steele. I just want to go ahead and clarify that I am not anything like Anthony Steele, and that's why I arrive on my own time. That's why I'm not sitting here early backstage before even the host, anticipating my next Sportswire arrival.
Oh, wow. I didn't expect you to say it that way. I didn't expect that. Wow, okay.
Well, the truth needs to be told.
So you were here, but you showed up late, but you were honest about showing up late. But
no, I'm saying I'm not going to arrive wicked early like Anthony Steele because I have a life outside of professional wrestling, and this isn't everything I rely on, Tom. That's what I'm telling you. My daughter's doing well. Thank you for asking. Yes, both the other kids are doing great too.
I just want to know about my favorite daughter of yours.
Why don't you shut the fuck up about my daughter? I can't believe you would even pull something so sleazy.
Dirty D, she was my daughter.
We're gonna watch that for those for whatever reason happened, but 2,100 plus people have already. But Mr.
It's a pretty popular video, Tom.
What's that?
It's a pretty popular video now.
It's very popular. I mean, it's always popular when you're here.
Hey, Mark, I got a question. Did you ever have that much popularity in your videos over in your state?
Total number of views?
As an entire show, even? I don't think so.
Well,
I don't recall.
Well, that's a great question, but we'll certainly never ask that question again.
You'd have to fact check me on that, though. I can't.
I'm not going to fact check you on that, but I am going to certainly.
I'm sure some people will.
Oh, I'm sure that they will, but it's obviously good to see you. I mean, maybe you'll spin some tunes for us here, and act like it's we're gonna have just as good.
Me my eye, you fucker. Like, sorry, but you poked me my eye.
Eye for an eye, and I told you that it would suck that had to be your eye. That's it.
I see that Mr. Parsley. We have new shirt. Who's your daddy?
Oh yeah, that was a specialty for IMF. I think they really enjoyed it. I wanted them to know where I was from.
I was wondering, where were you from?
Yeah, Rapture.
Hey, can you ask that question though to my favorite daughter of yours? Like, hey, who's your daddy? And so I want to hear her say Soulja.
No, she's in bed, Soulja. I'm not gonna go wake her up to ask her.
She needs sleep for school. I understand. She needs sleep for school. My daughter's
you got that little
smart.
girl in a lot of trouble. I want you to know that. Like, she's been grounded.
My daughter's
all
very
last
smart.
month. She's going to be grounded going into this month too. She's had to double her chores, for no more pay.
I may have to have her chores.
They do chores at that age.
I'll send her her Christmas
She's 13.
gift.
She has to do.
Oh,
no,
okay.
Stop it. And then she had to write 100 times. I made her write 100 times. I will not interfere in my dad's match. I will not interfere in my dad's match 100 times. And I'm going to go ahead and display that right.
Bart Simpson did that first, but I'm
said
glad
I will not interfere in my dad's matches 100 times. Is what it says.
Bart Simpson did it first, but I
don't know where she gets the wit from. I don't know if you told. I guess she wrote it one time, but she wrote it 100. It says 100 times after it. It says
that's my
will
girl.
Interfere in my daughter's matches 100 times.
Girl.
She did exactly what I said because I didn't lay it out exactly as I intended. So, yeah, you can supply her Christmas gifts this year. It's all on you because it would be cool if they're coming from me, baby.
Oh, the coal. Well, in New York, we can use the coal right now.
Hey, when you actually give her Christmas presents, will you write my name on
them? Well, I could see this has obviously gotten personal here, and we're seeing Il Drago and Soulja GP wrestling. I suppose the father-son duo of Felix Jones and the PWF champion Justin Parsley, who's brought the PWF championship here with us, which will be an important tool in a little while.
He's only defended twice.
I've defended it more than twice. I've defended it against C Money. I've defended it against Rob Slater. I've defended it successfully against you, and I'll do that again at Winter Clash.
So in 6 months, you've had three title defenses.
That's a great segue. I was going to ask you, Mr. Parsley, do you consider yourself a fighting champion?
Absolutely, but I don't have a booker that will, set up the kind of matches that I need, the kind of matches I deserve. You know what I'm talking about? If you know my bosses, if you happen to see them walking around, the PWF owners, maybe you could let them know that I could use a few more matches to prove that I'm the fighting champion.
I only have 1/3 of the vote, so I just let you know.
We know what your next title defense is going to be, though. Your next title defense is going to be against me.
What are you trying to imply? I only have 1/3, but yes, I want to watch Twisters, but we can skip that if you don't mind. But that's happening here. But you are certainly in the ring with around by a well, it's how does it feel to be in front of fans, though, Mr. Parsley? How does it feel to be in front of a live audience?
That's not just made up of the wrestlers' families. Yeah, it's kind of nice. It's a little bit different. Like getting those reactions kind of means something. People pay their money to come watch me at this event. So
yes,
it definitely comes with its perks here in IMF.
But that's gotta hurt to see what Felix just went through there just now, right?
I don't like watching it back, Tom. I don't like watching this match back. I'm not gonna lie. I arrived at the worst time possible. I kind of want to leave again, but I'm gonna be respectful.
This isn't your favorite match.
This is my favorite. One of my favorite matches. Greatest Hall of Famer in Sportswire history. We haven't seen you in a while. Really, we only see you sporadically. I think you're in the Hall of Fame more than your most recent amount of appearances the last 6 months.
Well, I was waiting on that 8th induction, but I haven't heard from you. I thought maybe you lost my number.
You heard plenty from me. You've heard plenty from me, but that hurt there just now. That replay.
Since he's no longer like the real
using kids,
the real deal, like I think you should take away his Hall of Fame thing for the real deal since they never teamed up and they're no longer together. I think you should take away.
No, we're together. You can't. You're just putting words into everyone's mouths. Like, don't say that we're not together. What do you mean we're not together? Because Anthony Steele.
Are you saying Anthony Steele? Anthony Steele still a sinner after Dirty Deeds?
Absolutely. It was a teaching. It was a moment to teach him something. And I was hoping he would learn something. And I heard him get on here and not learn a lot. But maybe if we talk backstage privately, I could get it through his thick skull.
But I got to ask you this, Mr. Parsley. I got to ask
like that thick skull, like that.
No, that's definitely a thick skull. But I got to ask you, Mr. Parsley. Anthony Steele, he doesn't let anybody teach him or say anything to him that he doesn't.
Can you rewind that real quick?
Well, then he has a lot to learn, then, doesn't he? I mean, that proves that Anthony Steele has a lot to learn because it's keep your mouth shut and your ears open. That's how it is. In this
right there. That's my favorite part. Besides the ending, this is my favorite part of this whole entire match right here, where he's just hitting me, he smacks me in the face with the kendo stick, cool and all. He starts running his mouth like he thinks he's all cool and shit, and boom, right there in mid-conversation, he got smacked and dropped on his back.
And I have a lot to say, so that was extremely rude of him to step up and do that.
That was certainly more painful than a New Year's Eve set at Kendall's, right?
Okay. Also, you said you're fine with you and Red Steel are fine, so Steel's still in the Sinners. That's cool. But what about Ox? Because Ox did say on a video in his pipe video against another Sinner. So are you sending him after this Sinner? There's two Sinners going at it for the hardcore title. And he said that he didn't care what Parsley said. He does what he wants.
Why do you keep treating me like I am the booker of these companies? Please don't treat me like I'm the booker. Please treat me like I am a talent. And the PWF champion, a little bit of respect goes a long way, I promise.
Championship. We'll get to that.
I know for a fact, Dirty gives you a lot of leeway with your character. So, what happens in the Sinners, that's all on you. Just like what happens in the Foundation.
There's a pecking order, and sometimes you got to prove what that pecking order is. From top to bottom. You want to see what the totem pole looks like? We'll lay it out for you at Winter Clash. How about that? I don't know what the hell you keep talking about these Sinners needing, Justin Parsley needs the Sinners, Justin Parsley's their leader. Look, I didn't ask for them, okay? They came to me. They found me. In the midst of taking over something for Damian Saint, in the midst of carrying his ball, these people found me. And I just related, okay? I was the guy that they came to. And that's what this turned into. I don't need the Sinners. I don't need the Sinners by my side. I don't need them underneath me. I don't need them at ringside. I don't need the Sinners, period. The Sinners need me. Do you understand that, Soulja? This isn't about Justin Parsley needing anybody. Justin Parsley's never needed anybody. Look at my track record, all right? It speaks for itself. It speaks volumes, Soulja.
So would you say that
no one should trust what I lay down because I am in it for me. These Sinners need me.
So would you say then that the Sinners are different than the Foundation based on all those things that you said?
The Sinners are nothing like the Foundation. Absolutely, it's different than the Foundation.
Well, they seem united right now, the Foundation. They have championship business, and they're saying, yeah, you got to do what you got to do, and you know what time it is. Whereas, Ox is saying one thing, and Anthony Steele, who really knows there, and, he's obviously, some people don't even know how long he'll last in promotions, and, Felix is with you, and Isaiah Rage is out, and, so Uric the Viking, who knows? So it's all unknowns. It could certainly change. Obviously, things do change, but
I feel like it's better that way if it's kind of all unknown. That way you can't guess the next move. The Foundation's a lot like the stock market.
I think you're full of shit.
Rises, it falls, it goes.
I'm doing well in crypto right now, so I appreciate that very much. Thank you for bringing that up.
Well, the Sinners are a lot like crypto, right, baby? We're on our way to the top, and it's all uphill from here. That's what it is.
I think you're full of shit, and that's real talk, Parsley. Because look at this.
I have a high fiber diet, so I can't.
Other than Dirty Deeds, the last time you were there was what? War Games?
Yeah.
And you needed your clique to win. They won without you leading up. And what happened, brother? You lost when you came back.
Well, first of all, don't call me your brother. Okay, let's get that out of the way. We're not related.
All right, sister. I'm sorry, sister. Just chill out. You identify as a woman. I'll call you your sister. I get you. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'm not one of those members of the community either, Soulja. I'm going to show you how much of a man I am when we step in that ring.
Are you sure?
I'm positive. Are you sure? Are you sure you're ready for
it? Because look, I don't need the Foundation to whoop your ass. We have a situation. We already have it calmed down. Like Omen's doing it himself. He's the boogeyman. No Foundation. Jovi's going in there trying to get that U.S. title. No Foundation. I'm coming to take that off your shoulders, and I'm not going to use the Foundation. So you're not getting the Foundation, Soulja GP. You're getting that popular monster, Soulja GP. You need your Sinners to come beat me. I don't need the Foundation to come help me beat you.
And there's Il Drago just showing a new element to the Foundation here. What he does out there in the ring certainly adds a new element to the group. You definitely know what time it is, but Mr. Parsley is certainly coming back here with some offense, some much-needed offense. But you certainly know, like I said, what time it is watching. But Felix somehow gets back up, and he does come here with some more offense.
I don't need the Sinners there, Soulja. This is a message right now. This is a PSA to all Sinners listening. That goes from Zilla to Ox to Uric to Rage to anyone who has ever been a Sinner, anyone who's ever related to being a Sinner, anyone who's a fan of the Sinners. I don't want any Sinners involved. I want to beat your ass on my own. I will show you that all along I never needed the Sinners and that the Sinners needed me. Do you understand what I'm saying to you right now?
Yeah, you just signed your death warrant. It's gonna be Soulja GP, the leader of the Foundation, versus Parsley, the leader of the Sinners, but no Foundation, no Sinners. Anything goes, but the one rule: no Foundation, no Sinners.
And that will be an advantage for you, Mr. Parsley. How?
Well, we've never done this one-on-one before, but we have our history of tornado tag matches where anything goes, and I think that I've held my own quite well in those. So as long as you don't go near my kids, and you'll never be allowed to do that again, then you'll see
what you've done
stepping into the ring and outside the ring and with no rules and with any rules, why I am better than you. JP over GP. Ooh, forever and always.
Parsley, every time we went one-on-one, somebody's interfered on your behalf. Back in June, it was your lackey from that Extreme Crappy Wrestling, Rob Slater. In July, you paid off the referee.
And Soulja really enjoyed that part, obviously. Corporal punishment, right?
You've never beaten me straight up. The one time you gotta win on me, you paid off Smokey at Summer Bash. And then that tag match you're talking about, you never pinned me because you couldn't keep me down. The most things, the most that I remember of those matches at Extreme Crappy Wrestling is that chop that I gave you and I crushed your chest in.
You're bringing out the itinerary here, but it backfires a little bit. But Felix does throw the chair at Il Drago, and Felix is trying. And
so what happens if it's not different this time, Soulja? I don't want you to shake my hand. I'm no Anthony Steele. I'm not going to sit here and talk trash and create controversy just to garner a little bit of respect. That's not what this is about. That's not what I'm not Anthony Steele. Remember that.
If you beat me,
you seem to be saying that a lot tonight, Mr. Parsley.
I just don't want it to get it confused for any of your viewers out there.
If you beat me, and that's a big if. Trust me, I will gladly hand you your belt back and raise your hand in victory. But I know, just like deep down, you can't do it alone. That's why when people think of Justin Parsley, they think of tag team wrestling. You haven't, like we said earlier, brother. Oh, sorry, sister. Sorry, sister. You haven't.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
3 times you defended that title. 3 times.
Successfully.
1, you cheated against me. 2, you got lucky against C Money, who's probably one of the best guys in ROEW.
I had a great match yesterday, by the way. Yep.
And 3, you defended against somebody that nobody watched. Yeah. Nobody saw you defend that title. I mean, what? I come to think of it, wasn't it a title versus title? Yeah. It was a championship versus championship, and then all of a sudden that championship disappeared, and then you disappeared.
Well, I mean, I think that
I'll tell you, people did watch that because that's when Rob and I reunited, and that's what made people watch XCW. If you want to know why people watched XCW, just look down here in box 3.
I think there's a lot of things I could say about XCW, but I'm going to move. I'm not going to do it. But
I'll give you that.
I'll be the one to say. I'll be the one to say these things.
The only time you'll ever hear me agree with Justin Parsley. Mm-hmm. The face of extremely crappy wrestling, in his words, is him. So if you think of crappy wrestling, you're gonna think of Justin Parsley.
I hadn't.
The Shawn Michaels of the real ones. You also called me that, Soulja. Let's not forget.
That's true too.
Let's not forget.
Hey, brother, I got your lighter right here. You see that? Can you see that? It's Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels kind of, yeah. It kind of does look like Shawn Michaels.
And there, Felix certainly tried to.
I'll give that. You were the Shawn Michaels of the real ones. But see what happened is you made it personal when you took my son. And that goes out the window. I don't give a fuck that you're Shawn Michaels of the real ones. I don't give a fuck that you're Shawn Michaels of the real deals. Because I'm going to be your Undertaker at Winter Clash.
Well, we're waiting here for the referee, and Justin Parsley thinks he's won this match, but, he didn't win this match, and that really made you angry.
A little bit. I mean, why not? It's a no disqualification match with rope breaks, so that'll be the downfall of me in IMF, I think. If nothing else, it'll be the rope breaks in my no DQ matches.
Hopefully for your sake, it won't be no rope.
Here, buddy. Well, why don't we make it where anything goes, no sinners, no foundation, but there is no road breaks. So when I catch you with the Anaconda Vice, there's nothing you can do except for tap out. And I'm going to become the new PWF World Heavyweight Champion. And I was talking to my wife earlier, and she's like, that purple is going to bring out your eyes. And I'm going to...
purple eyes. What the hell does that even mean?
I don't know. That's what she said.
I want to put down the dro, bro.
She said when I win that title, that's gonna bring.
Wait a minute here. What is going on, Justin Parsley?
That's my favorite daughter of Justin Parsley. That stunner better. That stunner is better than James Taylor's stunner right there.
Oh my God! Now you'll hear the bat signal. Oh boy!
I showed her once. I showed her how to do it once, and look how well she did it.
Justin Parsley, that's your daughter there, and that's gotta hurt. Gotta hurt.
In more ways than one, Tom. In more ways than one. The hardest gut kick I think I've ever felt in my entire life. And then she dropped me in a stunner.
Well, let's.
I thought she was coming in for a hug or something. I thought she had accidentally kicked her dad.
She comes in. She's saying,
"Oh, we're gonna rewatch it." Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Look at that shirt she has on, though. That's a great shirt.
What is that? That threw me off. That threw me off completely. And then,
God. And there's that stunner. There's the stunner.
Hey, see, and I not only pinned Justin Parsley, but my favorite daughter of his pinned Justin Parsley. Wow. So he is 0-1 against his own daughter.
It's almost Soulja was playing chess and you were playing checkers. I mean, I hate to. Everybody uses the same quote over and over.
Chess, not checkers.
I'm supposed to pass a message along to you, Soulja, from Sienna, your favorite daughter.
We'll come back to it.
She wanted to let you know that she didn't know if she's making any more IMF shows because she's got more bookings than her dad now, ever since she defeated him. So I really appreciate you boosting that ego and making that head a Parsley head bigger than what it needs to be.
I'm so proud that she has bookings. I'm so proud about that. I'll take credit for that.
Eye for an eye, Justin. He
never
said
been more humiliated in my entire life.
She hits you with the.
So I understand what you mean when you say it becomes personal whenever you involve family, right? Whenever you involve another man's child. I get that. And that's why you're going to, at the end of the match, after I pin you, after I slither out of the Anaconda Vice and roll your ass up, hold your shoulders down for 3, while you're going to raise my arm and put that belt in my hand before I smack you in the face with it.
What about that just we saw now with Il Drago pushing you to the side there? I mean, just
look how
there was a lot going on. I don't know what I really comment on right now.
The smile on her face because she's hanging out with the dad she wished she had. Look at her hair. I love her hair, brother. I love her hair. Sister. I love her hair.
Stop calling me sister. Stop calling me sister. Don't do that anymore.
Well, you said you didn't want to be called brother.
Sorry,
I don't want to be called brother or sister. Why do I have to be a sibling? Just call me Justin. Justin Parsley. It's right here at the bottom.
Justine Parsley. Justine Parsley. Okay.
Would you want to be called like he or him? Would you want to be called he, or would you want
you can call yourself whatever you want to call you.
On this show,
you can call yourself whatever you want to call yourself, but after December 21st, the one thing you can't.
I'm not even in the room anyway, so what the hell does that even? What does it matter what I want to be called? You can call me whatever I want when I walk away.
You can call yourself whatever you want to call yourself, but after December 21st, the one thing you can't call yourself is champion, because I'm taking that belt from you at Winter Clash.
Well, right now I do, Soulja. That's why I have a problem with you think you're going to take something that belongs to me. When you took my daughter already? No. You've already cashed out. That's it. No more withdrawals. You understand? That was your one. One and done, son. From one tag team wrestler to another. That's it for you, bro.
One tag team wrestler to another. It took you how long to win a world title that wasn't in your company?
This is the IMF.
How many times have you done that, Soulja?
I've won more. I won titles at other companies, and I'm about to win the PWF title December 21st.
World titles, Soulja. World titles, Soulja.
I mean,
I didn't ask to burden this. I didn't ask to carry this. I'm just the best in the underground scene to do this, and that's why I gets to.
So
that's 19 other guys.
You call yourself the best. You call yourself the best, right?
A few other people do too, but yeah, go on.
I beat the best November 16th. So when that make you better than me? Does that make me? All right, let's play this off.
We weren't wrestling for the title of the best. We weren't doing that day. That wasn't
the first time. Okay, so the first time we wrestled, you refused to get back in the ring.
I was counted out, is what you mean. Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
You got up and you had a chance to get back in the ring, and you didn't.
After the second time we wrestled, I really don't see the point of climbing back in the ring. I don't.
The second time we wrestled, You pinned my partner. The third time we wrestled, I beat you even when your partner tried to help you. The fourth time we wrestled, I got screwed by the ref because my shoulder was up. You paid him off. Then you used my son against me, so I used your daughter against you.
Eye for an eye.
You know what's the real great thing that we can talk about it is she came to me. You want to talk about how Felix came to you? She came to me. I had a call from Justin Parsley's messenger, thinking that it was Justin Parsley. So I want to apologize to her because I answered the phone. What the hell you want? It was her. She said, "Daddy's sleeping, but I want to talk to you about joining the foundation. I don't like how he puts your son in front of me."
Mr. Parsley.
So her joining the foundation, brother, wasn't all on me. It was literally, she came to me, Justine. She came to me.
Mr. Parsley, she was answering your Facebook Messenger.
No, she called me from his Facebook Messenger.
She was called Soulja from your Facebook Messenger. That's a serious revelation there, champ.
Well, on December 21st, is there anything going on? Is your schedule open? Are you clear? Because I'm coming to you, Soulja. I'm coming to you, and I'm coming for blood. And I'm not going to stop until I leave yours all on that mat. Don't fuck with a man's family. You know that by now.
You started it, Justine. You started it. And you can talk all big you want. But as soon as that bell rings, the day your title reign comes to an end. Your reign in IMF, being the leader of this fabulous group you want to call yourself that you don't need, but they win without you, but lose when you show up. Funny how that happens. But they need you, but you don't need them.
All hail, am I right?
All by yourself, you didn't get the job done.
Time will tell that.
Time will certainly tell. Time will most certainly tell. I will certainly get to the poster for Winter Clash, but I think the chat has been waiting a long time to speak with you guys, and there's a lot of people that would like to do that, and I'm going to give the opportunity to the chat now because Mr. Parsley has arrived, Soulja GP's been here, and everybody I know will have something to say after what we have heard so far from Justin Parsley, the PWF champion, and Soulja GP, the popular monster, who is coming off a decisive victory here in his tag team match where Justin Parsley's daughter.
Decisive victory. Decisive.
I heard it. Thank you very much.
Let's get to the chat, though. Dylan would like to say hello to Justin Parsley, the fearless leader of the Sinners. Fearless. Emphasize that. And also, she says she's sorry to Soulja on rating the Stunner a low number, but there's more comments.
Hey, Villa, check out my fact of the day. Now,
I was wondering, Mr. Parsley, your opinion, because I know Mr. Soulja's opinion on this. Nolan Money McDermott, would he be Sinner's material? I mean, I know you got Anthony Steele, but in case maybe you're tired of the original, if
he would. You want to know why? You want to know why he would? Because he won't show up. He don't show up.
That doesn't sound like anything like money to me. Like that's not the kind of money I want to involve myself with. So,
but this guy's money.
Your Sinners do that a lot. They don't show up.
Well, Steele's kind of burning a lot of bridges, so maybe he should look into taking this guy under his wing and make a friend or two.
I believe that's Steele 2.0. I think that's what is Taylor Kong?
I mean, would you want the 2.0 rather than the original, Mr. Parsley?
I think that the next time that the Sinners regroup, I will handpick and choose who I desire to be in the stable and not what I am left with because some guy takes his ball and goes home.
Speaking of people you might want to pick in the group, your old friend, Mr. Blackheart's here. Let's say hello.
I don't think I need him in the group. He sounds like a foundation member. Next.
Okay, I tried. I did try. How you doing, Nolan Money McDermott? Now, you sure, Mr. McDermott, you wouldn't want?
He's supposed to show up. He's supposed to actually show up at Winter Clash, remember?
if McDermott was anything like Steele, he would be begging to be in the Centers or Foundation. He's not. So I don't know if this guy's that much like him really. Like he would be.
Well, maybe that's the kind of person you're looking for.
Please give me relevancy.
But maybe that's the kind of person you're looking for right now. Somebody who's not begging, somebody who wants to be with you in the group. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you say that's what you say. I mean, maybe that's the guy you're looking for. Hello to Noah Money McDermott. Hello to my friends in Roseburg, Oregon. BTW just finished a very successful season. I want to congratulate the company, included Jacob Frost, by the way. Jacob Frost, who you heard of him, Mr. Parsley, or nah?
A time or two, yeah.
Yeah, like Anthony Steele or maybe Noah Money McDermott, maybe not shows up. I don't know, but
I haven't seen him. I've never met him, but I've heard of him. Yeah.
Well, you will probably be hearing a lot more from him, but you just won't be hearing much of him in BTW because his BTW career is over. But that's a different show for a different time. I'd like to say hello to RTG and congratulate the rest of the roster on a great show. I really enjoyed night 1 and night 2 of the season finale in beautiful Roseburg, Oregon. Just about as beautiful as Palo, Iowa. Palo, Iowa, and Roseburg, Oregon. It's a coin toss for me, and what's just is more beautiful. But I digress. Kyle Shelby, the newest member of ROEW. I think you guys are both in ROEW, or Mr. Parsley's sort of in ROEW, but he's the newest member of ROEW. He's tuned in. I'll get to some more ROEW news in a minute. Congratulations to IMF. Yes, very excited about those announcements. And hello to my buddy, Mr. Yoshimatsu Matsuda, all the way from the land down under, the, of course, Wrestling Zero legend, the OGS himself. And he would like to say hello to everybody. And one half of the tag team champions was here, Mr. Rob Ryan. How you guys doing? The guys are out there watching us on a Monday afternoon because they're like 15 hours ahead of us. Want to congratulate Jackson Snow, unfortunately, on his DPW.
I like how they're not saying hi to Parsley at all. That's awesome.
I wasn't here at the start, dumbass.
He showed up late.
Come on, these
I gotta give you that, Justin.
What an idiot!
Yeah,
cover this, Tom. Take it, Tom.
I'm just talking.
I gotta give you that, but Mr. Snow, I want to obviously say I did watch his match with Zachary Depew just before he went on the air, and it was what it was. But thank you for Mr. Snow for all you've done for us, and I'll see Mr. Austin James Tuesday night. We'll see about that 9 o'clock Eastern time. Let's see who else we got here. Big Tex, my man, Big Tex, always here in the chat. You know what time it is. He said everybody's looking good in the IMF. He said congratulations. Silas Walker, who was very successful, had a decisive victory in his own right in a submission match against Jacob Cassidy, who's here. Mr. Walker is a good buddy of mine and a good buddy of Mr. Kyle Shelby's. Last night was pretty nice. Well, for now, we're talking this here, but hello to Silas. Justin Parsley, I'm still a Sinners fan, and I'm still your friend. But you said, Justin Parsley, though, that, you don't want people begging in the group. So you want Zilla still in the group?
Zilla,
Zilla's in the group forever.
There's something wrong with it. He literally just told you, Zilla, he don't need you. You need him. He don't need you. And yet you still want to meet ride.
Love you, Zilla.
Somebody loved the extremely crappy wrestling reference. Yeah, we can go into that one day. Abraham Storm, my buddy Abraham Storm, all the way from North Carolina, saying hello. He'll be here in a couple weeks. Hello to the nameless ones. They're not here, but okay. Well, we thank you for that. They're not here, but you can say hello to them.
See, I think it's Zilla.
I think it's Zilla. It's like clockwork.
Well, any chance James Taylor is the nameless one? Because Kyle Shelby calls him a legend.
I wish James Taylor was there, because I think that's one thing that me and Parsley do have in common is I would love to smack the shit out of that gnome. Just like I know
you can love one side of his face and just right into the other side. That'll work.
I'll punch it, you super kick it right at the same time. We could be like,
we could fix the backyard community like that.
Yeah.
No, I don't think he's the problem. He's not the problem. Why is he the problem now?
We're the wrestlers. We're the shit talkers.
I say.
Next comment. Yeah.
I just wanted to clarify that.
We don't want to put you in harm's way, Tom. This has nothing. Tom does not condone our message here.
No, yeah. This message was from Parsley and Soulja to James Taylor.
You said, I got to tell you, somebody who is condoning some of what you said, who's going to be here tomorrow, 9 o'clock in your chair. That is the new ROEW champion, the Puppet Master, Jason Storm, who said he's a fan of Justin Parsley because he realizes natural selection and Soulja GP doesn't like eggs. Let's put it that way.
Man, I can't wait. Honestly,
that's not the right way to eat anything. Don't.
I was supposed, before it got canceled, before I had to back out, I was supposed to face him at Backyard Havoc. And because it couldn't happen, I can't wait till I go back to Michigan so I can slap the ROEW's new world champion right across his fucking mouth.
I hope I'm there at the same time so I can shake his hand and tell him congratulations on the victory. Welcome to the world title picture.
You're not going to be doing that when I break your hands and break your jaw at Winter Clash. You're not going to be doing anything.
Funny. Don't
well,
break
I tell you what, Mr. Storm is going to be here
tomorrow. Because Rosie isn't going to be able to take care of you.
If you'd like to congratulate Mr. Storm, he will be here tomorrow night for the first time in months. So he will be here, and I
will definitely be in the comments. Trust me.
He will certainly have a lot to say, and something tells me that James Taylor and Kyle Shelby will be making an appearance tomorrow because they both said they were making appearances. So they'll be here tomorrow.
Jason Storm is a legend. I just want to go ahead and throw that out there.
Well, I mean, he certainly has found a way to slay the giant, you might want to say, and may have even ran the giant out of town. He might have what he did. He might have ran that giant out of town. I mean,
maybe I should make a phone call.
That's
all
about
taking down giants. I don't. Next comment.
Well, he doesn't like Jason Storm, which means okay. Let's see what else we got.
Oh gosh, never mind.
Me and Shelby got something in common. We both hate Storm.
Well, Shelby,
we hate Storm just as much as Storm hates eating healthy.
Shelby praised IMF yesterday on the show. He praised everybody. He said though he works for James Taylor though. That's where you may have a slight disagreement with him though. He does work for James Taylor. He said he's a James Taylor guy through and through.
Me and James Taylor thing goes far past him being an owner, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, I know. I've been here. I've had a front row seat for about 85%.
It gets tiring. Oh boy, it's like one-sided.
Speaking of people, James Taylor is here. He'd like to say hello to everybody. He's here. Next comment. Jason Storm thinks GP likes eggs, but I'm pretty sure he meant to say Justin Parsley does more.
I don't suck anything. I don't suck eggs. I don't suck anything.
I'm going to certainly move on from that. And he's calling Kyle Shelby a nobody. Okay, he's calling him a nobody. But he also said nobody, but I've been a world champion while you played, and I'm going to not repeat the last part of that comment.
Okay, last night, I was watching last night. Did you say he's 9 years reigning champ?
Is that what you said? 9.5 years in UCA. Yes, he's been the 9 years. He's held
that belt.
Yes,
for 9 years.
Yes, he has.
Hey, no offense, Mr. Shelby, but if he come to IMF, I'll take it off your hands pretty quickly.
Now, would you like to invite him to IMF to let him?
I open the door to anybody that wants to come. It's not like you call me and you can't come. Like, if you want to come, I give the platform to you. I mean, ask Parsley.
So Michigan, maybe he can ask Jason Storm for directions.
Yeah, I'm just saying, if he wants to come, I open the door for anybody that wants to come. Like, it's not. It's like I look at it. If I'm gonna eat, I want everybody around me to also eat. And I'll put this, as much as I hate that fucker right there, he ain't had his best moments have been coming through that door at IMF.
I would agree that his most memorable moments have been in IMF, Summer Bash, and ROEW. Anywhere else, I forgot about those appearances. But
I mean, forgettable. I tried my best, though, folks.
You did. You tried.
I'm just saying, past the bullshit on that, past all that stuff. Like, he's on the run of his life. And December 21st.
There's a crowd. There's a ring. It's wrestling.
That's
where I belong. Of course. I will succeed the most when you throw me into the most wrestling-like scenario.
I will tell you what, though.
So I appreciate you, Dirty Donnie, and Levi McDaniel.
the chat is certainly starting to heat up. So before I do anything, Kyle does have a YouTube channel, and he's got 11 subscribers. He started last night with 6. Now he's at 11. So if you can, go subscribe to him. He's the newest member of ROEW. He's Universal Champions of Action. He most recently successfully defended his UCA championship last Monday at Eruption Episode 3. He'll be in action probably against Drew again, Episode 4 tomorrow. He's Universal Champions of Action. Let's get him to 12 subscribers, 13, 14, and so on and so on. And I'm sure you'll see him tomorrow night here live at some point because I'm sure he'll have something to say toward Jason Storm. But in the meantime, hit the sub button for his YouTube channel. It's Universal Champions of Action. That is his YouTube channel. Kyle Shelby. Check him out, the 9.5-year champion. He's been champion 9.5 years in UCA. So forget about anybody else's run you've heard of. He's got a 9.5-year title run. Let's get to some more comments. James Taylor would like to say, that's funny because I'd smack both of you with one arm tie. Can't lace my boots, period.
Taylor, quick happen, bro. You come up to my belly button. You're a garden gnome. There ain't no way you're reaching my face.
That's pretty brutal. That's brutal. But
doesn't he wear boots? He wears boots without laces. I thought that's the last I heard, isn't it?
Why? Who said that?
What kind of an insult?
Last time hold on. The last match I watched him wrestle. He had shoes. He didn't have boots. He don't wear boots.
Yeah, he was wrestling in another state. Yeah,
were they Velcro? It's like
I think so. I think they were. He can't tie
because then his mom would have to.
He's from Tennessee. Yeah. He's from Tennessee. Enough
said. He's from Texas.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's even worse.
Let's go further.
That's even worse.
Y'all
that's Dallas Cowboy country. That's Dallas Cowboy country. That's even worse for me.
Well, they're on a winning streak right now. They're doing well. They've won a couple games in a row. So, James Taylor's, rubbing off on them. Maybe his luck of what he's done in ROEW is helping him more. I don't know. I mean, we'll have to find out. Let me get to some more comments here. I'm crying. Parsley said Jason Storm's a legend.
It's an emotional night. I understand, Kyle. Like
he's a legend eater. He's a legendary eater. He's a legendary eater.
Just most
I don't know if he's a legendary eater. I think that's an interesting comment, I suppose. But okay, well, we'll move on. I want to say hello to somebody who hasn't been here in a while. He was doing some training, I think, in the IMF. Dakota Riley, killed by Coda here, was inching up closer to 500 subscribers. Let me pull her YouTube channel up because I had it up here last week. So let me pull it up here now for the audience. So let's give her a follow on YouTube. There we go. She's 49 subscribers away from 500. So if you're here right now on YouTube, Instagram, wherever you might be, it's Dakota Riley _25. She's got 451 subscribers. She's also got some backstage clips. She's interviewed some different people. She interviewed Felix Jones. Now, just you condone that interview that Dakota did with Felix Jones? Did you?
Yeah, absolutely. Did you tune into it for real?
I did. I have it right here on the page. I thought it was great.
It was a great interview, and I think he kind of pulled the curtain back and said how we're actually friends, and he looks up to me as a mentor. So. And, if he can, he's already better than what I was ever in wrestling. So the fact that I can teach
he's better. Well, he's already better because he didn't wrestle in one company that'll be named nameless. So obviously he's already done.
Did he wrestle there? Did he wrestle at Encounters? Was he booked?
No. I'm glad I didn't let him wrestle. I'm so glad I didn't let him wrestle at Encounters with all those weirdos. Like,
well, forget about that.
The weirdos.
The weirdos.
I get it. Yeah.
Tell you what, since
the registered weirdos.
The registered weirdos.
I tell you what, maybe Dakota should take over for me on Sportswire. I'm ready to retire. I'll pass the baton off. We'll let her
Tom,
take over.
She can't take over for you.
You got to be careful because Felix and what's Jason Myers, but I can't. Jason Myers. So they end up taking over the interview anyway, right? So you don't know if you want.
Yeah, I mean, you let them take it. I'll pass the baton.
She wouldn't look right with the sideburn, brother. She wouldn't look right with the chops. Right?
Go hit the sub button for. Enough about that. Go hit the sub button for. She's 49 subscribers.
If you pass the baton off, it has to be with somebody that can grow out the chops. Like
that comes with the show, doesn't it? It should be like Sportswire logo should have mutton chops.
That could be decades. That could be years and decades from now. But in the meantime,
wait until they're silver.
Well, I got more comments. Let me get to the chat. The chat also wants to say this. I love, like, and appreciate the sinners. That's what Zilla said.
That's the 14th time we've seen that, Tom.
I love, like, and appreciate Zilla.
Come
on. Soulja, be respectful.
I don't make comments. I don't create them. But Dakota wants to say this for whatever reason. It's Justin Parsnip. Much love to Soulja and Justin regardless, though.
Parsnip? She didn't even spell it right.
I don't even know what the hell that says. That don't say Soulja. That says Soulja.
That doesn't say Soulja either. I didn't want to point that out.
I don't know what it says.
Okay, we're gonna get rid of it.
And
here we go again. God, me writing.
Is this I don't think they're even copy and paste. Like, she types them all out, which I really do admire and appreciate.
I tell you what, she does put them in. If you are here right now and you are seeing Dakota's page, go get her to 500 subs. She's 49 away, so go hit a sub for her.
Yeah, even if she calls me Justin Parsnips and doesn't like me. Oh, great.
Also, someone wants to say, I don't know, but they're not here right now, but I love, like, and appreciate Natural Selection, the ROEW World Heavyweight Champion, Jason Storm, Holden Holloway, and the DKW champion, Alex Cross. So it's
2 nuts in a dick. 2 nuts in a dick. That's what that is. You got 2 jobbers.
Well, I'm sure we'll see some of them tomorrow. Let's just put it that way. Also, I don't know what he means here. Parsley, new ROEW champion? What? I think he meant
he's drunk again. He's been drinking those those Tapweisers.
No, he's been drinking those Hulk Hogan.
Yeah,
he's been drinking those Hogan.
He's doing the Hulk Hogan beer now, but yeah, I don't know.
No, my bad. Sorry.
Go follow Dakota on YouTube. I got more comments. The chat wants to talk to you. We're going to take you back like this. I'll work with you, Soulja GP. It would be money, bro. I accept that challenge. Rather it's in UCA, ROEW, or where you are, it'll be an honor. So he's saying anywhere, basically. He'll accept the challenge. That's classy.
Get a hold of me on Messenger.
I'll take care of that. We're off the air. I'll take care of it off the air. Also, now Zilla wants to hug Justin Parsley. That's a new one now.
She's hugging me back. I hugged her earlier. She's hugging me back, and I just
6 feet, brother. 6 feet. I don't want.
Not anymore.
I don't want you to catch anything and get my favorite daughter of yours sick.
This was a slow moving chat, but now the chat, you got the chat riled up right now. Now the chat, I got a lot of comments now. The chat is very riled up. Parsley, can you hold a title for 9.5 years? You want a shot? You want a shot?
Hold it for 6.5. He's not gonna be able to hold it for 6.5 months.
It's been
the only reason he's held it for 9.5 years is because he only met me in the 9.5 year. Like he doesn't have a chance. Kyle Shelby, wherever you want, bro. My backyard, your backyard, an IMF ring, ROEW ring. I hear you're everywhere. You're not hard to find, right? You look pretty distinguishable. Yeah, Step up, brother.
He's big. He's a big guy.
Yeah?
He's a big guy. He's
9.5 years, you better be a big guy. There better be some there better be something to the magic of holding that belt out.
I'm sorry, to break the fourth wall, the way you said that, Mr. Parsley, was just, it was really riveting. It was just
because Parsley's so small, everybody's bigger than him.
That's not I think, are you taller than James Taylor?
Yes, how tall are you? I'm 2 James Taylors.
I can't accept that. I'm going to accept what Money McDermott wants to say.
I get it, yeah. You're about what, 5'11"? So yeah, you'd be 2 of James Taylor.
See?
Steel 2.0. I don't show up. Very funny, Soulja. When I show up, eventually I beat your ass.
Kid, you can't even spell ass. Just stay in school. Stay in school. I'll give you brain damage, man, and you don't want that.
Does anybody remember the commercials? This is your brain on drugs when the guy had the frying pan and the eggs.
The egg, yeah, sucking the egg.
I would see Nolan. You want to bring up those type of commercials? Those are funny, but remember the one you're gonna see. Nolan's gonna be all smashed down, and I'm gonna be like, "Well, this used to be Nolan. Nolan used to be cool. He used to do stuff until he ran into Soulja, and this is what he looks like now." So, next comment.
Okay, I got James Taylor's comment though next. Hey, Soulja, how does it feel to have the 3rd best stunner in the underground community?
I mean, for one, I'll take second because my favorite daughter, has the number 1. Taylor, you have the 3rd one. Show up, just show up to IMF, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Show up to IMF. You can't talk to me, Taylor, until you show up to IMF. How about that? Next comment.
Okay. Well, and by the way, this is the IMF YouTube channel. I've started calling him Parsnip because it's funny.
Yeah, Justine Parsnip. Okay, I like it.
We're so funny.
I remember a Justine Bateman, but that was in Family Ties. But we'll move on. Yeah, tell him, boss. I think he's talking about Taylor, his boss. This is what Mr. Taylor would like to say. Boots, shoes, it doesn't matter. Whatever I'm wearing, I promise they'll go right up your butt, Soulja. That's what he likes to say.
You can't get your fucking leg up that high. Quit fronting.
That's a riveting comment right there, Tom.
Riveting, very riveting.
I don't know why.
To quote
LL Cool J, I'm not worried.
No fronting allowed there from Soulja. Justin Parsnip from Kyle. Hey Zilla, whose stunner is better, mine or Soulja GP? We've already went down this road.
No.
Already went down it.
Why
Currently
are we
at work,
feeding the beast?
got exposed at work. I'm sorry to hear that. By the way, she was working the Iowa Hawkeyes football game the other day. It was pretty impressive. She was posted on Facebook. She worked the Iowa Hawkeyes football game. Also here, speaking of which, no comment, the nemesis James Taylor on saying whose stunner is better, because if I say someone's stunner is better than Soulja GP, he's going to get mad about it. Is that true?
Listen, I don't give a fuck what Zilla thinks about me at all. Like, I don't. That's why the fun facts have always been directed towards her. I don't care. Taylor, show up. Stop asking everybody else who has a better stunner and show up. Show up to IMF and we can find out who has the better stunner. How about that? Okay. Like I said, I don't want to hear from James Taylor except, hey, I got my ticket. I'm coming.
Well, I got a lot more comments. I want to say hello to the end still YBW World Heavyweight Champion Dominic. Dominic, who successfully defended his championship at YBW's Anarchy Sanctum against Phantasma Volador. And Dominic is here, and Dominic is certainly going to look to stomp a mud hole in a man that you two gentlemen both know in Aaron Blaze. So I'm sure you'll be on Team Dominic on December 29th, right, at Revelations, that Dominic will continue his title run. But Dominic was the guy last week famously on Sportswire that forgot to wear his ring shirt. Yeah. He basically showed up here and didn't have his wrestling shirt on, and then it was kind of like it was actually big on TikTok for him. I got like 800 views on TikTok off it. People thought it was funny. Yeah, people thought it was funny that he was the champion and didn't promote himself.
It worked. Check it out.
I love Dominic, but Dominic's going to be back on Sportswire, and he right now what he wants to do to Aaron Blaze, he wants to rid Aaron Blaze of the backyard in the underground wrestling circuit. So he might get his wish. He might get his wish. So I don't know how you guys feel about that.
If he shows up in his gear, he might. We'll see.
Well, if he shows up.
Well, Dominic, though, really wants to get rid of Aaron Blaze, and he might do it. He's on a run right now like I've never seen before in YBW. Let him get mad, Zilla. It's okay. I support you. I won't get mad. Abraham Storm loves James Taylor stunner over Soulja. Why is this a thing right now? I have no idea. I'm not still saying anything about it. Just going to keep my mouth shut.
Listen. Okay, so yeah, okay. You want me to be honest? Every time, okay, it's really bad because it makes me look like a heel, and it brings the heel out of me. And honestly, I would prefer to be a heel. But why? I can't because people cheer me. I like to be an asshole. I'm an asshole, and I love to be an asshole, and I love to be a jokester asshole about shit. So, like, Zilla brings that out in me. And it's like every time I see one of her comments, it's like Mr. Wilson when Dennis shows up. And it's just like... And it's just like, every time you pull comments, it's just like, Jesus.
Well, let me try to make the room a little bit better. Does anybody want nuggets? Want nuggets? No. All right. Dakota was offering. I don't know why, but thank you. Hello there. Hello to Dominic. Who else we got in the house? Abraham wants McNuggets. Also, but no Money McDermott responds. You got jokes, buddy. You make Justin Parsley sound tolerable.
I am tolerable. What does that mean? What does that even mean?
Okay, so hold on.
What?
Here's another James Taylor. Listen, you made the challenge to me. I said November. You're like, I'll go here. And I was like, no, not here. Let's do it now and get it over with. You're the one that's dodging us. So until you show up, next comment. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think about that.
Maybe I guess he's going away for the birds. Maybe he's hibernating because it's winter. Get it? Winter hibernating.
Maybe he's hiding because he's a little bitch. Like that's the fact.
I don't know about that, but I got a lot of comments here. The chat is awoke. Zilla, I love, like, and appreciate how you write that. You love, like, and appreciate Justine Parsnip, even though I don't love, like, or appreciate Justine Parsnip. People are just.
How big is this guy? How big is this guy?
I don't know, 6, maybe 5'11", 6 foot.
6 foot. This guy's only 6 feet. He's a big guy. Is he like big? Like he's wide? He's like wide too. He's like full frame. Like, let me see if I can just.
I can put his. All right, I'll put his Instagram.
I can go 6 foot.
This, I'll put his Instagram page up. You tell me.
Can you reach up 5 inches?
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you.
That's Taylor. That's the wrong guy.
Well, that's Taylor. All right, I'll put his Instagram page up. You tell me what you think. You tell me what you think. That's that's what he looks like.
He looks beatable. Okay.
And that's who James Taylor signed, by the way. This is James Taylor's new signee to combat Jason Storm. This is the guy.
Is he a wrestler, or does he like pop on the screen and run his mouth and then never?
No, he's a wrestler. He's a 9.5-year world champion.
Fighting, defending champion. Fighting. Okay, gotcha.
I mean, he's 9.5 years. He's the UCA champion of the world, and
those are some Bruno Sammartino numbers.
He actually mentioned that. That's what he looks like. This is him now. Hell no. That's what he looks like.
Oh no.
Okay. He's not making it to year 10. He's not making it to year 10 if we meet in person. No way.
That's not nice. No, he will make it. He wants to make it. It's just.
Well, I know he wants to make it, but it's not. This industry isn't for everybody, is it? Can he count to 3? Everybody has a place.
Listen, gang, kryptonite.
When I was in law class, they would actually say that.
I want to respond to this. James, kryptonite isn't real, just like you showing up.
Okay, well, I'm going to move on to my next comment. Kyle is all team James Taylor, in case you noticed. Also, Nolan Money McDermott saying, shut up, Soulja. Shut up, Parsley.
At least he spelled it right. At least he spelled it right.
Look at these idiots.
I got people just they want to talk.
If we were quiet, this show would just.
Well, the first one, I got to be honest. I got to say this, Mr. Parsley. Once you came into the show, all of a sudden the chat was alive. It was like the first 20 minutes we were waiting, and then it was like, ta-da, ta-da, ta-da.
I'm surprised it works that way. I would have never guessed that I was so watchable.
Well, there are certain people, you put the bat signal on and they show up. Hey, Justin, good job of getting rid of the no-deal banana peel. He was just holding the sinners down. I'm always right. He's talking about the man that's in your group.
Yeah, but he unalived himself from the group. I didn't do anything to get rid of him. I was just trying to teach him a lesson, and then he came on Sportswire and said more than he needed to because Anthony Steele has a way of doing that. And I'm still waiting on the phone call for the apology. And once that happens, we'll be good to go again.
But I don't think you'll ever get an apology from Anthony Steele. He hasn't.
Why? Is it an ego thing? Do you think he's a little bit of a narcissist or something?
I think that in his career, he hasn't apologized to any of his former employers.
I get those vibes, too. I'm with you on that. But I'm really hoping for the best and, expecting the worst because it is Anthony Steele.
Well, his track record would say he's still not apologizing to you, and he pretty much does what he wants. You just don't know. You've seen
comes and goes, and he's there, and he's not. And
you've shared locker rooms with him before in different places that shall name nameless. You know how it goes with him. He certainly has his way of doing things, and he wears glasses now on the air. What did you think about that, Mr. Parsley? Now, Anthony Steele wears shades now while being interviewed.
I had to stop doing it, okay? That's what I think about it. I had to stop doing it because no one was doing it on Sportswire before I started doing it. And then Steele's like, hey, that gimmick.
When Money McDermott did it, and then, I'm sure we'll see more people do it afterwards.
I'm just going to keep setting the bar, Tom, and they're just going to keep reaching.
So you, from your vantage point, it's really more like everybody's been copying you, and that you're really.
What would Justin do? WWJD.
Now
they're all asking themselves.
it's an interesting point. Are you really then the most controversial figure in backyard and underground wrestling history? Because you've been exposing the truth for years. You've been fighting against a lot of these problems in the backyard circuit. You've been fighting, the good fight. You've been fighting an uphill battle for a long time. And, you've certainly been proven to be on, the right side of history, it seems now. And maybe you're the most controversial figure then after all.
I think it's up for the fans to decide that. And Anthony walks around spouting about how he is. If you have to brag about that, then you're probably not doing it.
Well, I'll tell you what, I actually want to say something to both of you guys, because you know what? I tell you what, I've been watching, and we'll get to the chat in a minute. I want to address this because, we've been talking about you guys really now for the better part, literally, of one calendar year. Now, I think that if there was a year-end show on Sportswire, now, again, I want the fans to vote, but I'm going to vote on something because, after all, I think I should have a vote on this. I would say if there was a most personal or, most best feud of the year, whatever you want to determine it, I would have to say, in my humble opinion, this is nobody else's, nobody tells me what to think or any sort or shape or form, but I've seen enough. I don't think there's anybody that's watched as much backyard, underground, independent, British wrestling, deathmatch, hardcore, Mickey Mouse, you name it. I think I've watched pretty much most of it, if not all of it. And I think that, gentlemen, I think, to quote the words of Dave Wasserman, famous political analyst, I think I've seen enough in that when we do a year-end show that this feud will, in my humble opinion, win the most personal feud of the year. Just saying. Okay, well, I guess that obviously you guys had no comment there afterwards. That was rather
there's
okay.
Still more to come. I think I could say we both appreciate it. I don't know what's going on. He looks like he kind of glitched
it doesn't
out.
seem like it. I was like waiting
up here.
I was like waiting for the transition, but okay. But Abraham loves nuggets and Dino Nuggies. Okay, I don't know how that got into the conversation. I don't know how we're getting nuggets here. Dakota got everybody by calling him Justin Parsnip. Nolan Money McDermott says, on his terms, pal, this match is on my terms whenever I want. Is this Steele or Nolan Money McDermott?
Okay, well,
aren't they rooming together?
Nolan. It's just not going to happen then because you're not on my level. You're more like, stick to your level. Stick to your trampoline.
Okay, well, we'll have to find out, I suppose. We'll certainly see. Okay. Dirty is in the house. You know what time it is. Is that Justin Parsley or Justin Bieber? You know what it is, my man. 4 up, 4 down. Do you want to comment on that?
I hate you, Dirty Donnie. I hate you so much. You know what it is, my man. Shut up, Dirty Donnie. Get out of here. Next comment. Get that.
I tell you what, the chat is fired up.
Hey, that's your boss. Don't talk to your boss like that.
I work in ROEW too, and I will talk to James Taylor and Dirty Donnie however I damn well please. Thank you very much.
Well, Dirty Donnie's IMF. So.
Okay, respectfully. You know what I'm saying though? Like
I don't care. I don't care how you talk to
Taylor.
I don't care how you talk to James Taylor, but you're not going to talk to my brother like that. So I'm gonna have to shut your mouth, brother.
Well, we'll
maybe I should just take care of it with actions instead of so many words. I'm sorry I got carried away there.
I'm gonna make it to year 20, pal. Take your belt with me for the extra 10.
Well, first of all, Shelby, when you wait your turn, you're not going to be taking anything from him because I'm already going to be taking it from him.
No one's getting my belt. Okay, first of all, let's go and get that out of the way.
I heard him say Shelby 2 belts, but if he ever comes to IMF, it'll become Soulja 2 belts because Winter Clash, I'm taking that, and when I meet with him, I'll take his too.
Okay, this baby's not going anywhere, and I'm telling you, he will not make it to year 10 if he and I encounter each other sometime before that half-year mark. What, 6 more months? What does he have? 6 more months? Is that what he's looking at?
Yeah, 6 more months.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Parsley, want to talk about numbers? Numbers are up when Nolan Money McDermott is here. He's talking about the viewership. He's saying that he's the one that brings the numbers. But, I mean...
Yeah. How many views did our video have, our match?
2,100.
2,100. And he has, I'm guessing, I could probably find a Nolan Money McDermott match that has something similar, like thereabout.
No.
Probably.
I would, well, his historic victory. His historic he does have a match in the thousands, but his most recent victory over Sean Jovi's got about like 400.
Okay, well,
you know what time it is. Yeah, and definitely. Absolutely. You want to come on the platform anytime? We'll definitely, for sure, absolutely, definitely appreciate that. Absolutely, get you to 500 subscribers for sure. We'll, like I said, we're gonna pass the baton over to her. She'll take over Sportswire. See, I'm gonna exit stage left.
She's got to grow the chops.
We'll have a peaceful transition. Maybe hopefully some people can. We'll have the peaceful transition. Get it? Peaceful transition.
You're not going to perform a coup. You're not going to.
No, I'm not going to have
no insurrection.
No,
let it go.
Do you think James Taylor and Anthony Steele would perform the insurrection here? They would probably not.
Maybe. When's this happening? January 6th? Are we doing a Jan 6th? I'll be there.
One of my employers, Heshi Tischler, would probably be here for that. That's my current employer again. So
we'd be side by side. That's awesome that you're back there. Are you on the show?
Yeah, he's running again.
Oh, you didn't tell me. Okay.
You're
on the show too, though. You're on Wednesdays.
Today. No, not on the show. I'm just talking about.
Oh, okay.
No, I gotta be on Sportswire. We have to pass the baton to Dakota. But that's for sure. But I just can't believe Soulja stained IMF by signing the No Deal Banana Peel. Who's the No Deal Banana Peel? I can't believe it. It still has the IMF US title. That belt belongs to someone more deserving like Felix Parsnip, or Omen Black. He says, I would be a better champion, but I'm not in the running for that. I'll leave that to somebody. So I'm going to defer to this comment. But what he really means is that Felix or Omen would be better U.S. champions. But Omen had his chance, and
he did.
Short. He came up short.
He talks a lot of shit about Steele, but at least Steele shows up.
I don't know.
I would like to extend the invitation to show up, and you don't even have to face me. Like, I'll let you handle whatever problems you have with Steele if Steele wants to do it. Just show up. He talks a lot of shit. Like, Steele's not even in this, and he's still talking shit about Steele. Like, it's like watching NFL games, and they always have to bring up Patrick Mahomes, and he's not even in the game. Like, they always
Taylor Swift in the game. She's not playing. Right? Taylor Swift's not on the field, right? But they bring her up. I mean,
I think he's a real deal lover. Like, I think he deep down really likes Anthony Steele.
I don't know about that necessarily. I would disagree with that, but.
Those are Soulja words. That's fine. He can have his own opinion.
At this point, I'm letting the chat take over the show because they just want to talk. Nolan Money McDermott claims he would be a better U.S. champion, but I think you have the original version of Anthony Steele. You have the original version. Why would you need the second version?
He needs to stay on the trampoline. That's all I'm saying. Stay in the lane.
Can they do the twin magic thing? Is that possible? Are they that much alike? I think they could.
Well, they were on you. Were you here when they were here together?
If they do the sunglasses at the same time, maybe they wrestle the entire match like that, possibly.
You think they would take them off each other? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and then swap. They take them off each other.
And then swap. Hitman Hart when he took the shades off and gave it to the kid. So, do you mean to tell me that Anthony Steele should take off his shades and give it to Nolan McDermott like one of those kids?
Time to pass the torch, yeah.
Are you talking about like the commercial? Like, Brett!
Jovi reenacted it. It was him and Dash Andrews. They reenacted it in Appleton. Maybe Nolan and Anthony should do that.
Yeah, Nolan could look at him. Steele! And walks over and he puts the sunglasses on him and walks away.
Anthony turns around and goes, I do what I do. And then he turns around and looks. And instead of giving him the glasses, keeps them on and just puts him back on.
Oh, it'd be a more dick than MJF when MJF parodied it.
Yeah, I'm sure that would work. They don't need a No Deal Banana 2.0. Nolan, sorry. James, mind your own damn business. And I think it's going to get interesting now because Mr. Steele has arrived. Hey, Nolan, watch your mouth, sweetheart. And Anthony Steele says, James, STFU, go run your own company because all I've done is been getting the job done every time I step into that ring. So I'm going to keep this title for a long time. So there you go. Okay.
Hey, both y'all, one works for me. The other one can come work. Put some work in. You guys can handle the business. James Taylor versus Anthony Steele. Would that be what? Would that be 4 through 5?
4,
6? 4?
4.
I'd love to see.
Well, I'll tell you the good news. They would at least be in a promotion that can actually acknowledge the match, because the other 3 matches they had, they can't acknowledge them they can't, show the match even, But Kyle, why you keep coming in here like you matter to me? It's pretty easy to hold the title for 10 years when the reign doesn't mean stuff. How many times did you defend it? That makes no sense. It's a 10-year reign. I'm positive it means more than anything you've done. My G, don't be delusional. These guys don't like each other. Also, once you hold a world title as long as I have, then you can say you're on my level. You can do it. Anthony Steele would like to say, if James wants to try to take my title, he can try, but I'll put his old ass down again. You're right. I'll buy a $20 championship from Walmart, hold it in my grandma's basement, and call myself a champion for 10 years. That's a strong line from Nolan Money, but damn it, I don't know if I necessarily.
All right. I'll give him props for that. Fuck that.
I am not going there. But Mr. Taylor's fired up. Listen, pal, the day I do show up, it'll be the best day of your life, because I already said it. I don't need or want a match with Justin. Example, I only want to kick Soulja, Kirby. Is he really going there, Kirby from Nintendo, Super Smash Brothers, and all the Pokemon? We're going Kirby. We're going there.
You want to match with me? That's rude.
I mean, if you want to be a mark, what's a mark? Go ahead, but we're talking cheddar here, bub. Okay. More James Taylor. You know what? They know what everyone knows, that match will be the best of your career. But who's Gary? I don't know anybody named Gary. You know a name Gary here? I don't. I know Soulja and Justin. I don't know anybody named Gary.
You want to say it would be my best match of my career? It'll be the last match of your career.
Wow. That was a
It'll
burn.
be the last. You see what I did to your beloved world champion in REW? Just think about it. See, I did that.
He's done.
I didn't have a problem with that guy, but I have a problem with you, Taylor. So imagine what I'm going to do to you.
Well, we'll see. Yeah, James. And by the way, even Nolan says James STFU. Hey, no peel. IMF knows that James Taylor would be a whole hell of a lot better for business than your entire career there.
He's talking about who's he talking about?
Mr. Steele.
He's talking to Steele.
He's saying about.
Show up. Like I said, I'll book it. Fuck it. Show up. Just show up. If you're not going to show up, then shut the fuck up. Plain and simple.
Who's Luca Brasi? Better call your head of security, GP. He'll handle them. We know anybody? No? Okay. Move on. We'll move on. Yeah, I think, okay. I think I got the point here. I think that we can move on here. So I think obviously the chat has had their opinion. I'm going to put the poster up here in a minute, because I do want to talk about this match. And you bring that championship belt up, Mr. Parsley, and means a lot to you. But you're going to have maybe your biggest test to date as PWF champion.
Well, I mean, nothing has been a small test. Nothing has been a small task, Tom. Went to a 20-man battle royal and captured the PWF championship for the first time ever, the first real PWF champion. Went on to successfully defend that title the next day, the very next day, bright and early that morning against Soulja GP. He'll say that he kicked out. He'll say his shoulder was up. The title's here. I don't know what you want from me. Rob Slater knocked him off. C-Money, one of the best in the underground scene.
He's been great.
I defeated him cleanly, right? With rules, with count out, with Soulja. You're just another tally at this point, brother. First and only PWF World Champion. And I've said it since I started. The Parsley Wrestling Federation has its champion, and he is going nowhere.
Wow, that's a lot there. A lot there. That was a real...
I just keep it real. I keep it real. I don't know. I keep it real.
That was essentially some real truths there. That was definitely... why we essentially want to go back to Soulja and
Parsley.
Yeah, I don't want to say anything too cerebral for anybody or anything.
Oh, well.
Parsley, listen.
Think piece. It's a think piece.
I told you what I would do if you actually beat me. But realistically, what are you going to do when I beat you?
Well, I've been like a gnat, at a picnic. You're sitting there trying to enjoy your fucking watermelon, but you keep swatting me away because I just want to land down and have a little taste myself. How about if I get out of your hair? I'll just leave the IMF because really my whole purpose of showing up to companies is to kind of reign supreme and leave them in shambles while I move on and do the next best thing for me. But I'll drop all of that. I'll walk away from IMF. I'll stop taking all my bookings, bro. Whatever it takes. I just want you there. And I want you to see what I'm going to do to you. It'll have to be during the playback, but I still want you to witness it, brother.
That's funny. That's funny. So if you lose, you walk away.
Sure. I'll walk away. From the sinners, from IMF, from all of it.
So one way or another, Winter Clash, the Foundation versus Sinners come to an end. And you're going to go back to Indiana empty-handed.
Well, that's one way. And the other is that the Sinners continue to reign of terror.
And the words of your favorite guy, there can't be no other way.
Well, first of all, that's not my favorite guy. Second of all, I don't know whose quote that is. I don't even know what you're talking about. You must be high. Third of all, there is another way, bro. And it's me on top, arm raised by Soulja GP as he hands me my PWF title. And then I challenge for the IMF world title and defeat Omen Black or Mephisto or whoever you put in my way until your company crumbles.
Well, let me ask you about that, Mr. Parsley. You mentioned Omen Black and Mephisto. Omen Black famously said here last week that he's on his own. He doesn't want the foundation involved. But let's say you should retain the PWF championship at Winter Clash, and you want that IMF championship to boot, to be a double world champion. If you're able to get past Soulja GP, do you have a preference of Omen Black or Mephisto? Is there a preference of somebody there you would want to take?
Not really, Tom, because both men want the title so much that just makes me want it more because they want it so bad. I kind of want it too now. I kind of want it to keep them from being able to have it. So I don't really care who the guy is.
There's not one guy you'd want more to face. I mean, you've got plenty of history.
Well, I know that I can defeat Omen Black. So I guess if we want to put out statistics and we want to analyze it that way, yeah, okay, Omen Black in that breath.
Right.
But at the same time, I don't think Mephisto's like, he's a little kooky, right? He's like not all there or whatever. So I think maybe another kick in the head would set him straight and lay him down for the 1, 2, 3. And that's all I really need. 3 seconds with any of these men. That's all I need.
But I learned this just now. Ahead of your showdown coming up 20 days from now at the Palo Community Center. And I have no doubt it'll be a sold-out one here for the historic 1-year anniversary of the IMF being in live indoor venues, is that Justin Parsley, if you don't retain PWF World Championship, that we're not going to see you anymore in the IMF. We're not going to see you here anymore, and that you're done. You're done, basically. And that right now, that if you don't beat Soulja GP, that it's a quantitative fact from your words that the IMF is not big enough anymore for you and Soulja. So I don't know what that'll mean to you in your career, but that's what it means.
Well, now you always said I had a job here on Sportswire waiting for me. So if you need like an Andy Richter, like a guy to bounce off of, maybe I'll apply for that.
You certainly can apply. I tell you what, I would certainly, give you strong recommendation. Can you make every night though? I'm here every night. You can't make every night though.
Well, when Barry can't be there I'll be.
Barry can barely put 2 words together right now.
Well, this was supposed to be a thing at one point. I don't know.
It was. I don't know. Barry was here a couple days ago, actually. But God bless Barry. But he's got he's got cat duties. But the life of Barry. But I guess I would take you. But your in-ring career means so much to so many others that in Iowa, though, you wouldn't be a thing. I mean, sure, I'll take you, but
But the thing that means the most about my in-ring career is just ending it. That's what these people want to do. I mean, they know that I'm in my 30s, and that's good enough. We won't have to go any further than that. But they know that I'm on the backside, right? So these guys, they want to be
Flair
the one to end it. And now Soulja gets that chance. He gets the opportunity to be the guy who ends Parsley and shuts him up once and for good. Unless you accept my application on Sportswire, then he can't shut me up there.
I would certainly take you here. I mean, if you can make every night show. I mean, you can make every show. Sure, I'll bring you here. But you're a wrestler right now. You're the PWF World Champion. I mean, sure, I'll take you. But you got many other people that want to see you out there and do what you do best. I mean, I don't know.
And since I do it best, Tom, that's why we don't have to worry about trying to figure out what it's going to be after the PWF World Championship, because there again, Soulja will raise my hand me the belt. I'll smack him in the face because he doesn't learn his lesson. I'll take Felix out for freaking lunch the next day, come back to Indiana.
Will you take Anthony Steele out for lunch as well?
If he's eating knuckle sandwiches.
That's a thing, right, where you guys are, right? Knuckle sandwiches?
Okay. Knuckle sandwich. You don't have those there in New York?
No.
Swirlies?
It must be a Midwest
caps in the knee, just kneecaps, just like straight shots in the knee.
No, and you would think in Brooklyn we would have had those, but no. But so obviously then this changes the whole dynamic. I mean, Soulja and everybody else gets what they want, and your career is over. You have to win. Now it's must win. Forget about the sinners now. You really are on your own, because if you're not going to be able to retain the PWF championship, that's it. It's over. In the IMF, at least. I mean,
forget about the sinners. You're right. Forget about all of it. Nothing else matters besides this match. Okay? December 21st, Saturday, December 21st, Palo, Iowa.
The Palo Community Center.
Hit me.
It's 6 o'clock. 5 o'clock, the doors open.
6 o'clock bell time, right?
Yes.
One of the premier main events, Soulja GP versus the Soldier JP. For this.
Well, the chat has a lot to say about this. I'm going to let them. First of all, Anthony Steele wants to say,
the purple that'll bring out the purple in his eyes or whatever.
I folded you like you're a cringy love letter from high school once before. I can do it again. Just saying.
Look at this hopeless romantic that freaking moves states and houses and towns for women because he's cringy love letters. Shut up about the cringy love letter. This has nothing to do with love. Okay, there's no love lost or found with what you did, Steele. What you did was wrong, and my DMs are open. You have my number. Get a hold of me and apologize, and we'll set this straight.
Well,
that's it.
For whatever reason, James Taylor wants to address Anthony Steele. Thank you for that, Anthony. That's why I got over 140,000 followers with millions of views with my face on them. That's why everyone respects me and not you. That's why I'm always promoting. Also, Chase Wakefield says, why did you let this poser Justin Parsley on the show? I called you a poser.
Why don't you ask Chase Wakefield why I'm on his wedding poster? I mean, I'm in the very, very back, which is, it's a whole kind of new disrespect. But why don't you ask Chase Wakefield what that poser is doing on his poster?
I actually can do that after you guys are here on the 19th. He's here on the 20th. So I'll ask about that.
Perfect.
But if your career
and then tell him to move me up. I need to be a little bit closer to the front because I'm too far back. You
can barely see this. But see, that's not going to happen because
your career's over.
Yeah, because December 21st, I'm going to end your career.
Maybe they'll have Anthony Steele replace me. Maybe
Anthony Steele can't replace me. Anthony Steele, stop it, Tom.
Well, no, Jason, if you lose,
it's just not about the title. It's just not about the title anymore. Parsley.
I'd rather see Justin Solo have his own solo spot tonight instead of Justin, by the way. That's what Chase Wakefield wanted. And Chase was in action tonight, by the way. Justin, just to let you know, Chase came up short in his own championship match. Just to let you know tonight. Chase,
well, good. That makes me feel. I'll sleep a little bit better tonight. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. Appreciate the chair. Yeah, he got hit. He had a bad chair bump shot. Let's just say that looks like Justin needs a haircut with all that hair flipping. But you already cut your hair. You already cut it. And,
next comment.
Also here, I think he wants your career to end now, actually. He wants your career to end. And he would like to invite Anthony Steele.
He's going to uninvite me if I don't. I could officiate. There are other places. I was just telling Kyle Shelby about how, if it doesn't work out as a wrestler, there's always a referee. Just like at a wedding, there's other jobs. I just think you should move me more front, maybe to the center of your poster.
Well, now I don't know what Nicholas Trent, now the RCW champion Nicholas Crenton's here. Just got back to Wisconsin as soon as Parsley came on. Sean Jovi fell asleep. You know what time it is? Bedtime.
Must have been leaning too far.
Well, says Nicholas Crenton that Jovi fell asleep when Justin Parsley came on. You ever thought or two on that?
I thought we started before 420, but I don't know. I'm not.
That was actually my
sure.
TikTok. I think would say before 420. He's our guy. He'll get pinned after a clothesline. If you meant something, I would put you further up front.
To play devil's advocate, he must mean something because he's on the poster. You know what I'm saying? So
period.
He must mean something.
If he's not careful, he may be standing at the altar instead of that guy. So I would just watch my mouth.
Oh, so you'd be
once again move me. But yeah,
that's some sleazy shit.
Well, it's in the name. It comes with the territory.
Well, and he'll invite you as a fan.
Mm.
All right,
his fiance would be a fan, I think. But go on. Next, yeah.
Who would be a fan? His
fiance would probably be a fan.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, she's
if she had the chance.
She's the one that wants to do this more than him. She's the
one.
You
better watch out, or Miss Parsley's going to come through that door.
Well, I mean, I'll certainly leave that.
I'm waiting for the other one to start screaming my name. Are there any comments from a Karen Phelps in there? Did you see a Karen with like Parsley and a bunch of exclamation marks, or did we miss that?
Hold on. One. She actually fell asleep when you came on.
Stop.
Karen! Killing me.
She fell asleep when you came on.
All right. I think I've got the point here. I think that we'll certainly see you gentlemen will be here on the 19th. I'm sure we'll have more stimulating debate here, and I'm sure we'll hear more about Anthony Steele, and we'll hear more about Felix Jones. We'll hear more about Justin Parsley. We'll hear more about Soulja GP. And let me get to before I get to closing thoughts here, is there anything else you gentlemen want to share before we sign off tonight?
I want you to hug that belt because in 20 days I'm taking it. That's just what it is. I have you in. You have to go one-on-one with me to keep your livelihood going. I'm just going to beat you. And I don't have to worry about the sinners because you said you don't need the sinners. You said you'll leave the sinners in the back. We'll leave foundation in the back. That's great because 20 days, that belt comes home where it belongs.
Okay. And just a quick reminder, I've ordered the sinners to stay in the back. I know you've listened to this as it's kind of gone along here. And these guys really don't take any orders from me. So there's always a chance that a sinner shows up. But know that I have nothing to do with anything in our match besides you and I and what we do out there. That's it. Everything else falls to the wayside. Anything else I'm irresponsible for, okay? I have no responsibility with anything else that happens. You and I. That's what I'm focused on because my career is important. This PWF championship is important, right? I do want to walk out of the Palo Community Center PWF champion. I have to walk out of the Palo Community Center PWF world champion. I plan on doing that, Soulja. But whether that happens or not, what Tom said earlier about us being the feud of the year.
Yeah, feud of the year.
All jokes aside, all animosity aside, that was good business. It's been good business. That's what got us here. It started a year ago. It started a little over a year ago. And look where we are now.
If I'm not mistaken.
Look how many people care about it now. Look how big of a talk it is within the community.
Well, I'll tell you what. I think it started where you guys interrupted here live on a gas station. At a gas station. That's where it started. I'm not mistaken. It started at a gas station.
With the dogs. I remember the gas station with the dog. I do remember that. Yeah. Okay.
There you go. Yeah. All right. So it's coming
back
to a head.
A few chair shots since then, but I thank you, Tom.
Well, there's been a lot of things since then that's changed, but it's been a lot over the past year, and it'll all come to a head coming up here on December the 21st. And I'm going to let James Taylor get one more comment in before closing thoughts. he wants the belt. He's talking about the last 2 PWF champions. He's talking about one of them. He's talking about 2 previous champs. I don't know if it's the last 2 previous champs, but he's talking about one of.
Because the most recent current one he hasn't touched.
Well, one of them is not in a ring anymore. Who Soulja GP ended his career so far, and then another one who I think he's talking about. We're not even going to mention that person's name, so we're going to not go there with that. So that's why I'm going to leave one name out, but you can leave that at that. But I think it's time to give you gentlemen both closing thoughts. Soulja, I'm going with you first. I'm going to pass the baton to you. We'll see if you will end Justin Parsley's career here in the IMF. And I will give you closing thoughts and anything else you want to plug, share, or say. And congratulations also on the IMF announcement here that you guys are going to be going to some new cool venues coming up next year as well.
Well, I am. Parsley's not. Sorry about that. Not really. But 20 days, Parsley. In 20 days, all the talking is going to be done. No foundation, no centers. You standing across from me. In 20 days, I get my hands around your throat, and I'm going to choke you out. In 20 days, I get to take that title off of your hands and send you back to Indiana. In 20 days, it's going to be your last day in IMF. "20 days.
Well, I think that obviously you can hear the silence because all the talking is going to come to an end, and we're going to see this 1-year feud in the making finally come to an end here with the PWF Championship on the line. Justin Parsley, I'm going to pass the baton to you. Any closing thoughts, anything else you want to plug, share, or say? And I will give you that opportunity right now while I put your Instagram page up. So
I was gonna say, go follow me everywhere at Parsley.
Here.
Down here at the bottom. Yeah, and then you can find it YouTube, Snapchat, whatever, TikTok, Twat, Twitter,
TikTok, Facebook. Yeah. I got you.
I don't really have. I'm usually like a wordy bitch, but I don't really have a lot of things to say here at the end, which I know that's kind of unusual. But I will say it like this. You know what it is, my man.
Uh-oh. 20 days.
Count them down.
It doesn't matter what you say on here. 20 days. I'm just going to beat your ass and be done with Justin Parsley.
Wash the hands clean, boy.
Well, I'll tell you what. It was quite the show tonight. You wanted fireworks. You wanted explosives. You got it. And I can't say how much we're all going to be excited about this match and the rest of the IMF Winter Class show. December 21st, we're 20 days away. And that PWF Championship, which Justin Parsley has held on for near 6 months, we'll see if that run can continue, or will Soulja GP become a 3-time world champion? You know what time it is. Could we see the foundation? Could we see the foundation have maybe its most successful moment yet? How fitting, the 1-year historic anniversary of the IMF going to live indoor venues. Could that moment happen? We'll have to find out. That's certainly foreseeing what the future brings. And gentlemen, I want everybody to follow the IMF as well. Congratulations, guys, on all the success. And if you are out there right now on YouTube, IMF Wrestling, they are closing in on 3,000 subscribers. And we will have more coverage leading up to Winter Clash before December 21st. And hey, Soulja, 1 up and none down. Anthony Steele, this was about the leaders of the foundation and the leaders of the sinners. So Anthony Steele takes orders from Justin Parsley, and under his orders, Justin Parsley wanted Anthony Steele not to be here tonight. So that was what the time it was. That was under strict orders from Justin Parsley, by the way. Strict orders. Anthony Steele, whether he is happy about that, but that's what the sinners do. That's what they do. So we'll have to see. But gentlemen, obviously we'll find out. I will certainly have a lot to say about this in the future. We'll see you guys on the 19th. We'll see you at the year-end award show. Whether who has the belt, that remains to be determined. But thank you so much. Hope you gentlemen enjoy the rest of your Thanksgiving weekend, and we'll definitely see you soon. And that was Soulja GP, who, fun fact, says he's cooler than Zilla. I'm not sure about that. He is also, of course, the popular monster. He had a decisive victory here, successfully defeating Justin Parsley in a tag match between the Foundation and the Sinners at 30 Deeds. But we're also here by a man that is the 7-time Sportswire Radio Hall of Famer, the man that is in the Hall of Fame more than anybody else in Sportswire Radio history. He is the reigning defending PWF champion, Justin Parsley. And Justin Parsley also, by the way, if he loses this match here coming up at Winter Clash, his career in the IMF is over. So basically, this is it. So we'll see if he can continue his amazing run. And I'm sure we'll talk about this more during the days. My name is the Reverend Tom Bryce, your voice figuratively and literally where all wrestling matters. If you're on Sportswire Radio, I will be here 9 o'clock with another man that a lot of these people know here. And certainly you know what time. Oh, F.U. Taylor. He put F.U. Taylor, but you know what, Soulja? Jason Storm might want to borrow that because he's here live tomorrow night. And he's going to have a lot to say about James Taylor. He's going to have a lot to say about certainly the Foundation and Natural Selection and Anthony Steele and who knows whatever else. So we'll see what James Taylor thinks about that because Jason Storm's going to be here, the ROEW champion. He was a Foundation member, Jason Storm, but he's now a Natural Selection leader, and he naturally selected to boot Big Man Cam probably out of the ROEW situation. But until then, we do love Big Man Cam, by the way. But you know what time it is. We'll see everybody tomorrow, and definitely we take orders from the people here. So we don't quite take orders from Justin Parsley, but I take orders from everybody. I take orders by everybody. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are on the number one global radio station that is Sportswire Radio.